Second session of the week, and I'm going to review very quickly what I talked about in the last session. Our guiding principle will start with our breath, and so just making sure that throughout the routine, the session, that we are really understanding that we don't want to hold our breath at any point. Okay, we want to be connected with our breath, so that simply means that you're addressing how you're feeling, how you're breathing, and how you're moving. I will cue you in when we need to try and coordinate our inhale or exhale with a certain move, but other than that, the general idea is that you are just taking a nice, full, long breath. And so we want to inhale as deeply as we can and transition slowly into a really nice, long, big, extended exhale, okay? This time through, we are going to go 2 times through the workout. So last time we only went 1 time through because I really slowed it down. There will be some modifications throughout the first couple of weeks and building up to more of a strength-based routine where we'll go to more traditional exercises which you have practiced in your assessment. The other principle that I really want to focus on today is our control. So control of the breathing, but also control of the movement in our body, okay, when we're moving. So I will address that. I will cue you in to just make sure that we're focusing on control and our breathing today, okay? So we talked about our scooping, and so our posture is very important when we are kneeling, seated, and when we are in those positions, and I ask that you focus on your scooping, those positions, those postures are a little more active with the spine than when we are just on our backs. And so when we're on our backs, we're really just trying to connect our lower backs to the mat. But when we're kneeling and we're seated and we're practicing our scooping, we really have a more dynamic back as well as our hips, okay? So our pelvis, our pelvic floor muscles are really going to engage when we're kneeling and we're seated. So from here, we're going to go ahead and practice our chest expansion warm-up. Kneeling position, knees are separated, feet are a little bit closer together, just a nice comfortable kneeling posture, okay? From here, our arms are outstretched to our sides, and we're going to practice the scooping by pulling the arms forward in a rounded position and rounding our shoulders and tilting our pelvis up and under as we round our spine around our back and pull our abdominals in. So this is our scooping position. Coming back to the top to neutral just simply means that the hips come back into place, pelvis is back into neutral position, and our shoulders are back in place with our abdominals flattened out at the top. Okay? So we're scooping. I want you to inhale here, exhale, inhale, exhale. So as we're closing or inhaling, we're tightening those glutes, tucking the pelvis up and under, rounding the spine by pulling our abdominals in. You should feel the position change, postural change of your spine. Very much in that lumbar region, that lower back region. Good. All right, another position that we can practice our scooping is cat and cow. So I call this our table position, so hands and knees on the floor. And we're going to, again, tilt the hips, the pelvis forward and under. Glutes are engaged. And we're going to pull our abdominal muscles up towards the ceiling, rounding the back, okay, for cat. Head comes down. Cow, back to neutral position, and the hips are just slightly elevated up, and our back is just slightly dipped down with our shoulders up and head high. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. I was not focusing. Okay, so we have cat. I want you to go ahead and inhale here. Cow, exhale, blow all that air out. Cat, inhale, drop the head, round the back. Exhale, cow. Inhale. So again, really feeling the change of the position, especially of the pelvis, the hips here, pulling them under. Good. All right, let's come to a seated position. So the other thing that I did mention, that anytime we come down to our backs and we're in the 100 position or going into a roll-up position, any kind of back exercise from a seated position, we're gonna make sure that we practice that scooping and roll down nice and slowly. Any chance we can get to practice that scooping is just going to benefit us in the long run, okay? So from here, I'm gonna hold on to my knees. I'm going to let go of my back, right? I'm rounding, I'm scooping, and I'm going to lower my back down to the mat, staying scooped and rounded. Bring my head down, and from here, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my knees in. So I have this 90-degree bend of my knees, holding these legs in this position here. We're gonna practice our 100 exercise. So head and shoulders come up. When that happens, chin drops down to our chest. We are scooping right away. That means we are engaging those muscles, tightening, trying to connect the low back to the mat, and we're gonna pump. 5 pumps for an inhale, 5 pumps for an exhale. Inhale, exhale. Trying to keep count, maybe on your hand, use your fingers, or just counting. Every 5, you change from an inhale to an exhale, and you're counting your total pumps. We want to see if we can go to 100 pumps of our arms, holding our leg position, holding our head position, chin to chest. Check yourself once in a while. Make sure our head is not dropping back. Chin is to chest, looking down at our belly button, pumping and breathing. If you need to rest, go ahead and bring that head down to the mat. You can continue to pump if you'd like. If you have not achieved 100 pumps yet, once that neck feels pretty good, you can lift that head back up, chin to chest. So neck fatigue is totally normal, especially the first couple of weeks. You're gonna feel that neck fatigue because you're not used to holding your neck in that position, elevated off the mat. So expect that, but at any time during exercises where you really feel like you need to drop the head back, just give it a little bit of rest. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so the next exercise for warm-up exercises, leg circles. It's dynamic. We're warming up the hip region. We're gonna go ahead and start with a bent leg. The other leg is bent as well. Bent knee and open hip. So my leg is open so that I am allowing the leg to circle with an open hip. So my toes and my knee are pointing out at an angle away from the center of my body. And I'm just circling in a comfortable size to warm up. And we're going to reverse the circle on the same leg. trying to keep our trunk as still as possible and connected to the mat as we circle. And we're going to switch legs. Now the entire leg is moving. Bend the knee, open the hip, the entire leg. It's not just the calf at the knee. The entire leg rotates. Just a controlled circle. Reverse. Again, control is the focus today. Control of the move, control of your breath. Go ahead and bring this leg down. Good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and begin our routine. Now the first time through, I'm really slowing it down, teaching each exercise independent of each other, of the rest. And the second time through, I may change it, adapt it second time through. Otherwise it'll be the same and we'll just go a little bit quicker through the routine, okay? So today we're gonna modify our single leg in such a way where I call it a crunch. So a single leg crunch. So I'm gonna keep one leg bent and on the floor, and I'm gonna go ahead and extend this other leg down. I'm gonna go ahead and bring my hands behind my neck. Now, the upper body, the trunk, I am going to be lifting straight ahead, staying neutral, but my shoulders are just going to come up off the mat. As I lift, each time I lift, I'm going to focus on scooping or engaging my abdominal muscles, connecting my low back to the mat. The leg work is going to look like this. I'm going to bring my knee in and my leg out, keeping it elevated off the mat. In and out. Every time I pull my knee in, I'm going to crunch. So it looks like this. In and out. In and out. All right, so I'm going to exhale nice and long through this move as best I can. So exhale here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, one more. Good. All right, switching legs. Here we go. Lifting up, exhale. Inhale. Last one. Good. And rest the head, rest the arms. So not all exercises will be that broken down with coordinating our breathing or each breath. Sometimes we just go too quickly, and sometimes we need to slow things down, and we can really just focus on that exhale and pushing that breath out. Double leg, I'm going to modify this as well today. So both knees are in, hands over the top, head and shoulders come up, chin to chest. We're scooping immediately. From here, I'm going to extend my legs out and slightly lower them. So that's what the legs are doing. Okay? My hands over the top will then open out to the sides and back to the top. All right, so here we go. We're going to control our breathing, just meaning nice deep inhales when big long exhales. Here we go. Modified double leg. Scooping. So those abdominals should be engaged the entire exercise. Breathing. We do not hold our breath. Good. and rest. Head down, feet down, arms down. All right, last session we did some bridging. Again, we'll bridge here. So feet are on the ground, arms are on the ground. We're going to lift our hips up off of the mat. When we lift, immediately our leg muscles, quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes are engaged. Our lower back becomes stabilized to hold us up. We need to be able to pull in our abdominal muscles, tighten, stabilize. Glutes are engaged. Nice, strong, tight trunk here into the legs. We're holding at the top. And then we're going to lower slowly and release everything, okay? I want you to exhale as we lift and hold at the top. Here we go. Inhale here. Exhale, lift. Come on down. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Come on down. Inhale here. Exhale, lift. Come on down. Inhale. Good. All right. Bridging is really nice for strengthening your hamstrings and your glutes as well. So crisscross, we're going to do an actual crunch crisscross. So very similar to that first exercise, the single leg crunch. But with the single leg crunch, we kept a neutral position. We were just centered. For the single leg crisscross, we're going to come up and across. So we're lifting up, scooping, and rotating across to the side. Now the leg work, same thing as single leg. I'm going to pull the knee in, extend the leg out. I'm going to lift and rotate, lower, come back to center. Lift, rotate, and down. Exhale as you lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, last one, exhale. Good, rest your head, switch your legs, rest your arms. When we lift, we are always scooping, always engaging, okay? Hands behind the neck. Go ahead and lift the head and shoulders up. Bring the knee in, rotate, and back. Inhale here, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're really slowing this down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. And rest. Nice job. Modified double straight. We did do this last time, so we're just going to make sure that we are making small gains every week. So we'll start with a very modified double straight because it's a very challenging exercise. So both legs are going to start up. We're going to bring our hands behind our neck with our head and shoulders up off the mat. I'm immediately scooping, connecting. We're going to control this movement by bending the knees slowly, extending the legs out slowly, up at an angle here, not parallel to the floor. Keeping my back connected to the mat. Bring my knees in, my legs back up to start. We're going to exhale through this move. Here we go. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Good. All right, bring your knees in, head down. I call this knee hug. So we're releasing some tension in the lower back. And relax those abdominal muscles. So before we move into the next exercise, one thing I want to mention, go ahead and bring your feet down, is that we want to think of our work as working from the inside out. And what I mean by that is those really deep muscles. You know, your first layer of those abdominal muscles, deep layers. Your pelvic muscles, deep inside, okay? Even those little tiny muscles along the spine. Look at it as making gains from the inside out. So we want to think about how we activate our muscles from deep inside, okay, rather than superficially and outside. And so really try to connect deeply with your body, inside to outside. I consider the outside to be the leg movement, the arm movements, but the contractions, the engagement, tightening, scooping, all of those cues are really meant for those deep inner muscles that we want to try and practice more activation, so it becomes a habit that we do this over and over. You'll start to notice that the more that we do this. Okay, so modified roll up. We're doing a roll up hold, so our arms are going to stay at our sides, and we're just lifting and holding here. So roll up hold will look like this. I'm going to lift my head up off the mat. I'm going to round my neck, chin to chest. I'm going to lift my shoulder blades, start to scoop, start to engage my glutes, and tighten those pelvic floor muscles inside, squeezing, lifting, and holding while we exhale. And then I'm going to lower, relax, let it go, and inhale, okay? Here we go. Let's lift and tighten. Exhale. Lower and inhale. Lift, exhale. So I'm slightly lifting my glutes off the mat. I'm tightening my glutes and my hamstrings. I'm tightening my inner pelvic muscles there, floor muscles there, and I'm scooping. Again, up. And down, inhale here. One more time. Lift up. And down. Good. You're going to roll to your side, push yourselves up. And we're going to work on roll downs. Again, that rounded back, okay, or maybe like a C-spine, right? I'm going to let go of my back, collapse my spine here. And as I lean back, I'm going to tighten. I'm going to hold those abdominal muscles nice and snug. Lean back. Exhale. And up, inhale. Flatten your back at the top. And collapse. Lean back. And up. Inhale. Back, exhale. And up, inhale. And back, exhale. And up, inhale. Nice. All right, go ahead and straighten your legs. Seated tall. So this is called spine twist. And we're just going to warm up primarily our lumbar region of our back. But we're also really controlling the pace of the twist. Okay, so this is a strength exercise. There's no momentum here. We're not bouncing, we are just twisting, okay? So when we practice this spine twist exercise, it's very important that we sit with a strong posture. So that simply means that our lower back is not lowered, it is lifted. So our abdominal muscles are pulled in, our back is stabilized with tall posture, arms are outstretched, and we're just slowly twisting, controlling the move as far as we can go, maintaining posture, come back to center, slowly twist in the opposite direction, maintaining posture, and controlling our breathing. Inhaling deeply, exhaling big and long. Keep that posture there. And back to center. Good. Okay. Now we're going to lean back on our elbows. Come on down. Bend your knees slightly. One leg is going to come in with a knee pull. So when we are in this lean back position, we're not just letting go of our spine, our lower back. I want us to engage by lifting our rib cage. Our chest is nice and high, and we are engaging those abdominal muscles. The back is flat, and we're bringing one knee in and that leg out, and in and out. So while the leg does the work, you are controlling your breathing. You're controlling the muscles that are activated or engaged. And switch legs. In. So everything, again, very controlled. Nothing is sped up. It gives you time to really notice and tend to the muscles that are working. Tightening, holding, breathing. Last one. Good. Come forward, push off of your elbows. V position of the legs. This is our spine stretch. We had this as part of our assessment. So this is where we can really just practice limbering up, but it is a dynamic stretch, so there's movement. However, I like to think of this as a very proactive dynamic stretch. So we are actively attempting to increase the stretch each time we pitch forward, okay? So I like to say to lead with our chest so that we reach a little bit deeper into the stretch. Arms are outstretched up top. Strong posture here. I'm going to exhale and pitch forward. Pull the hands in, round the back. Set up tall posture. Inhale as you come up. Exhale over. Each time we stretch over the top of the legs, trying to increase the stretch. So lead with the chest, reach out. One more. You'll feel a nice stretching of those hamstrings as well. Go ahead and bring those legs together. We're going to go ahead and bend our knees. So this is called a seated balance position. And the balance comes from our feet being off the floor, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and bring my hands underneath my thighs. and I'm going to lift my legs up off of the mat. So last time we did a modified stomach massage and we kept feet on the ground. We're going to actually go into the seated balance, and very similar to the stomach massage in that we're just going to allow the legs to do the work. So last time what we did was we extended a leg and then we pulled it back. So this time what's going to happen is in this seated balance position, I'm going to extend my legs up, okay? And from here, I'm going to lower a leg and lift a leg, keeping the legs bent. And I'm in my scooped position, so my back is nice and rounded, and my legs are doing the work. So I am controlling the movement of my legs, a nice slow pace. I'm controlling my center, my balance. And my breathing. Good. All right, go ahead and extend your legs. Sit up tall. Front stretch. Legs are together. Release the tension in the low back for that seated balance. Same thing as spine stretch. However, our legs are together, so it's considered or called front stretch. All right, back to center here. Last time we did a mermaid exercise with our legs to our sides. We're going to practice a mermaid with our legs in front. So I'm going to make sure that I am seated with strong posture. My hands are at my sides, and I'm simply going to sweep my arm over the top and slightly lean into the stretch. Bring my arm back to start. Bring the other arm up and over my head. Slight lean into the stretch. Back and forth. Again, controlling the pace. Slow. Controlling my posture and my breathing. We're going to bring both knees in for a knee hug and let go of the back and release here. Knee hugs are great just as a transition, a pause, if you will, where we can release some fatigue or tension or tightness of the lower back before we move on, or trying to achieve a center if we are twisting from side to side. So knee hug, you'll see this exercise quite a bit in our workouts. For this transition, we're going to actually turn over onto our tummies. So go ahead and turn over, and we're going to practice some more trunk lifts like we did last time. So trunk lifts. Our legs stay down. That's why it's called a trunk lift. I'm going to go ahead and bring my arms out a little bit farther away from me. Resting on my chin, keeping my legs down. I'm going to press my pelvis down. Glutes are engaged as I lift up onto my elbows and lower. Exhaling, lift and lower. Inhale. Exhale, lift and lower. And one more. Exhale, lift and lower. Good. All right, so last time, go ahead and bring your arms out in front up here. Last time we did single leg lifts. We're going to actually do double leg lifts. So keeping my head down, I'm going to press my pelvis down as I elevate both legs up. My legs are straight, my glutes are engaged, pelvis is pressed down, and I am exhaling. And then I will lower, okay? So lifting, exhaling. Down, inhale. Lift, exhale. Down, inhale. Lift, exhale. Down, inhale, one more. And up, exhale. And down. Good. Go ahead and bring your hands outside your chest here. So we're going to slow push up, keeping the knees down into a low back stretch. So it looks like this. I'm pressing up, and when I push up, I want to try and keep my trunk as nice and strong and tight as possible. So I am asking my entire trunk to work, not just my arms. Pushing and pulling back into low back, all the way down. Keep strong trunk all the way down. Up and back. Up and back. Down. Last one. Up and back. Good. All right, we have a low plank. So we're going to come down onto our elbows, and I'm going to bring my knees up off the ground. From here, we've done this before. I'm going to knee drop, and then from here, I'm shifting back onto my heels. So it's a slight pike, not too much. Come back to center, knee drop. So I'm just shifting back. So you should feel the Achilles. Stretching here and back. Abdominals should be engaged. That helps stabilize your back for this strength position. One more time. Knee drop, shift back. Good. Knees down. Come back into low back stretch, but bring your arms down to your sides. Rest on your forehead. So we're just taking some weight off of the arms. All right, kneeling tall position. So we have a hip thrust, and we did this last time. Hip thrust, but we're going to add a lean back. And so I'm going to introduce each exercise separate. So the hip thrusts. When we are in a kneeling position, we want to make sure our glutes are engaged as much as possible, abdominals are engaged as much as possible. That means we've activated our quads and our hamstrings and stabilized our lower back, okay? So I'm gonna pull my hips back and my arms forward, keeping my abdominals engaged, my back stabilized, everything is tight. Pull my hips forward. That's a hip thrust, okay? The lean back, everything is stable and strong. I'm going to slightly lean back. Everything is one movement, and come back to neutral. So imagine that your body is a piece of wood, a board, and it cannot bend. It's one unit, okay? It's just a slight lean back and come back to start, okay? We're gonna combine the two exercises. Hip thrust, lean back. Hip thrusts, continuous controlled breathing as you control each move. Hips shift back, shift forward, lean back, start here. One more. Good. All right. We're going to go ahead and come on down to our side. Do some leg work. All the way down with your hand propped behind your head. So this is a leg pull. I'm going to work my upper leg here. And what's going to happen is keeping this bottom leg down on the mat, I'm really going to try and connect this hip to the mat by pressing and tightening my glutes so that I can keep my balance. My hand is out here to position for balance if needed, but I really want to try and focus on engaging my abdominal muscles, tightening my hip, my glutes, so that I stay as still as possible in my trunk and balanced, okay? The leg that does the work, I'm simply going to pull my knee in, up high, and extend my leg out, okay? So, controlled breathing in, nice and tight in the leg muscles. Check your hip, check your glutes, check your abdominals, check your breathing. Control your pace. One more. Good. All right, I want you to come up onto this elbow. Go ahead and bend these knees. Now, bring this arm to the top leg here. These are called reach overs. So what's going to happen is I'm going to lift my hips up off of the mat and I'm going to push my pelvis forward so that I have a nice flat tummy, okay? So it's going to look like this. I'm lifting up and pushing my hips forward. See this? When I pull my hips down, my rear comes back and down. Okay, from here, when I lift, my arm is going to reach up and over, like sweeping of the arm. So it's up and over, push the hips forward, come back, pull the hips down. So we're going to exhale up, inhale down, up, and down. You should feel the glutes engage when you lift, tighten, and down. One more, reach over, up, and down. Good. Go ahead and roll to the other side. All the way down, hand behind the head, hand out in front for balance. Remember, connection, tightening, strong. Knee in, leg out. Last one. Good. Bend your knees up onto your elbow, reaching over, up and over. Remember to push those hips forward at the top. Inhale at the bottom. Last one. All right, come on over to a seated position. And knee hug, center yourself here. Okay, so second time through, we're gonna go a little bit quicker on each move. Probably not as many repetitions, but the same exercises, okay? Except for our single leg crunch and our double leg or crisscross crunches are going to be our traditional, okay? So we're gonna change those into traditional. Everything else is gonna be the same. So again, when we roll back, we're gonna practice the scooping. Go ahead and bring the knees with you. All right, from here, we're going to practice traditional single leg. Going to pull one knee in, extend the other leg out, staying centered. Shoulders are off the mat, chin to chest, scooping, breathing continuously, and a gentle pull on the knee straight towards the chest. Again, controlled movement, controlled breathing, and rest. All right, double leg will be the same as last time. Both knees in, hands over the top, head and shoulders up, scooping. I'm going to extend out, reach my arms out, in. Exhale, inhale, exhale, feet down, arms down, head down. Bridging, here we go. Lifting hips up, exhale. Pause at the top, lower, inhale at the bottom. Up, squeeze those glutes. Come on down and inhale. Exhale. Down and inhale. One more. Exhale. Down and inhale. Knees in. Hands behind your head. Lift your head and shoulders. Chin to chest. Scooping. Crisscross. One leg in. Connect. Rotate. Other leg straight out. Switch. Nice and controlled. Slow pace. Rotate across the rib cage. Keep the shoulders off of the mat. Controlled breathing. Last one. And rest. Good. Double straight. So remember, we're not coming parallel to the floor. We're modifying. So we're bending the knees, but we do not need to bring the legs that low. Legs all the way up. Head and shoulders up. Hands behind the neck. Bend the knees. Scoop. Out. In. Up. Let's exhale here. Ready? Inhale at the top. Last one. Good. Knee hug. Gentle pull in. Feet down. Slight bend in the knees, arms at your sides. Roll up, holds. Remember, lifting, scooping, engaging those pelvic floor muscles. Here we go. Up, exhale. And down. Exhale up. And down. Up. And down. Last roll up, hold. Up. And down. Roll to your side. Push yourselves up. Roll down. And knees. Flat back at the top. And collapse, lean back. Scoop. Exhale, hold. And up. Flat back, inhale. And down. And up. And down. And up. And down. And up. Legs straight. Strong posture. Arms outstretched. Spine twist. Slow pace. Back to center, leaning back on our elbows. All right, we are alternating legs when we do knee pulls. Rib cage is lifted, abdominals are engaged, in, out, out. Leg is straight, other leg is bent. Control your breathing. Last one. Lean forward. Split your legs. Spine stretch. Lead with your chest. Exhale over the top. Inhale as you come up. One more. Good. Legs together and bent. Seated balance. I'm going to bring my legs a little farther out. Okay. Scoop and drop. Control the movement of the leg, just the leg doing the work. Takes focus. Control your breathing. Last one. Good. Feet down. Legs straight, sitting up tall, mermaid, side to side. Control your posture, control your breathing. One more each side. Good. From here, front stretch. Down and up. Same thing, lead with your chest, exhale. Last one. Good. All right, we're going to turn over for our trunk lifts. Legs stay down, arms a little bit wider. Press your pelvis and lift up. And down. Exhale up. And down. Inhale. Exhale up. And down. Inhale. Last one. Exhale up. And down. Fold your arms in front. Double leg lifts. Up. And down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Last one. Exhale up. Inhale down. Hands outside your chest. Modified push-up into low back stretch. Strong trunk. Up and back. And down. All the way down. Last one, finish at the top. Good. Come on down, low plank. Knees off. Knee drop. And shift. Back to center, knee drop. And shift. Center. Drop and shift. Good. Knees down, low back stretch, arms at your sides. Kneeling tall. All right, we have hip thrusts into lean backs. And remember, one unit, nice and strong. Hip thrusts, lean back. Tighten those glutes. Pull those abdominals in. Last one. All right, come on down to your side for your lying leg pulls and your reach overs. All the way down, hand behind your head, hand out in front here for balance. Remember, connecting, tightening, knee pull. One more. Bend your knees up onto your elbow, arm at side, reach overs up, push the hips forward and down and up and down and up and Switch sides. All the way down. And knee pull. One more. Good. Bend your knees up onto your elbow, arm at your side, and lift. Reach over. One more. Good. All right, come up to a seated position. All right, so this is where we cool down. We just work on some flexibility and releasing some tension. So seated accordion. So when we sit up tall, we flatten our back, we lift our chest high. And when we collapse, we slightly lean back, rounding our back. Head comes down and up and down and up. It's dynamic, it's continuous. We are not static stretching. We are moving and stretching. Last one. Good. Go ahead and straighten your legs. Sit up tall, arm circles. Nice and strong in the arms. Strong posture. And reverse. Good. Knees in, knee hug. Head down. All right, so we are done. Again, neck might be a little fatigued tomorrow or the next day, totally normal. You know, those neck muscles are gonna get stronger as well, you know, in your shoulders especially. But soreness is totally normal, but pain is not. So if you ever have any pain with anything, please immediately stop, modify, and if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me about a specific exercise, okay? All right, until next time, we'll see you soon.